Okay, so today we are doing my very first ever book unhauling. And I have so many books that I'm unhauling. It's ridiculous, but I just either don't think I will ever reread them or don't think I'm ever going to get the time to read them. So that's why I have so many. Because I have so many, I'm not going to have enough time to hold up each one and say, this is why I'm getting rid of this book. So what we're going to do is kind of like the same deal with the bookshelf tour, except we're going to do it more in like a funeral way, like saying our last goodbyes to these books, where I'm just going to show them to you boom, 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 one at a time. So here are the books that, because it's now 2021, we are going to say goodbye to. The next you'll hear of me will be me in a voiceover, and then I'll come back here to wrap things up. Let's go over to my book unhaul right now. Okay, voiceover Mr. Francy here. Let the from 2020 to the beginning of 2021 book unhauling commence. Starting with The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien, and a second edition of The Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien. The one on the left is the one I read, the one on the right is the one I got first, but I just like the look of the one on the left more, but wasn't a fan, time to go. My two editions of The Fellowship of the Ring, the one on the right is the one I read, the one on the left is the one I got originally. And rounding off the series, The Two Towers and The Return of the King. I don't use this word lightly, but I detested the entire series. So it is with great pride and pleasure that I unhaul these books so they get a second chance at life with someone who will appreciate them. Now on to my other books. Monuments by Will Kostakis, Endure by Kerry Jones, What If It's Us by Becky Albertelli and Adam Silvera. There's a lot of controversy that surrounded this book, and while I love Adam Silvera, I am not going to take part in the controversy that came with this book, so I am going to unhaul it. The Unauthorized Biography by Chaz Nuki Burden for Simon Cowell. Again, a lot of controversy surrounding this book. Apparently it was absolutely unauthorized, so I don't want to be surrounded with that controversy. Beartown by Frederick Buckman. This just wasn't for me. I know a lot of people who love it, but it just wasn't for me. Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. Way too character focused. Dark Fever by Karen Marie Monning. Just not my type of fantasy. East by Edith Patel. If I end up rereading this, I'll just get another copy. The hardback edition of The Siren. I have the paperback version, but I just had a lot of issues with this hardback edition, so I'm getting rid of it. A College of Magics by Caroline Stevermer. When I purchased this book, a percentage of the sale went to charity, which I appreciate, but I just don't think I'm going to get to reading the book. The Third Door by Emily Rodda. I read two Emily Roddas this year that I did enjoy, but I just don't want to read this one. Animorphs, The First Journey by K.A. Applegate. I'm going to order a whole set of Animorphs, so I no longer need this one. The Sorcerer's Tower series, Book 1, Book 2, Book 3, and Book 4. I thought I would get to them because they're so short, but honestly, I've read more about the series and they just don't appeal to me. The Madrigal by Beverly McDonald. I got this because it looked like a fantasy, but I've read so many good fantasies and this one just no longer appeals to me. Okay, for the rest, I'm just going to show you the books without commentary. My original editions of Vampire Academy and Frostbite by Rochelle Mead. Betrayed, Marked and Chosen by PC and Kristen Cast. The Gathering Dark by Leigh Bardugo, and very happily getting rid of The Toll by Neil Shusterman, as well as the book we don't mention on this channel, Mockingjay by Susan Collins. Special note here, I am keeping books 1 and 2 from both of these series because I did love them, but book 3 of both of them really disappointed me. The Stranger Diaries by Ellie Griffiths and Chosen Ones by Veronica Roth. The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins isn't technically my book, it's my stepmother's, so I will give that back to her. Talk about happily, finally DNFing, The Last Mile in Thunder City by Luke Arnold, and I love Adam Silvera, but I don't love his fantasy, so Infinity Sun as well. The Book Thief by Marcus Zusak really disappointed me, and I didn't get to Warrior Angel by Margaret and Liz Weiss, but I'm just not in the mood now. Scent of Shadows and The Touch of Twilight by Vicky Peterson as well as Immortal Warrior by Lisa Hendricks. Lost by Caridad Pinheiro, and The Classics of the Supernatural featuring James Herbert and others, Crystal the Snow Fairy, and Kylie the Carnival Fairy. Talk about books that disappointed me. Poor Boy, 2 stars. Only Mostly Devastated, 2 stars. Goosebumps, 1 star. Eragon, 3 stars. I don't want to continue on with the Eragon series. It just wasn't for me, and neither were the others. I want to make the point that LGBTIQ+ books mean the world to me, but I'm not going to hold on to an LGBTIQ+ book that absolutely disappointed me. So please know, I'm not getting rid of this book because it's LGBTIQ+, but because it was a rather disappointing LGBTIQ+. The Lies of Loch Lamora by Scott Lynch. Goodbye! Sabriel by Garth Nix. The City We Became by N.K. Jemisin. The Boring Award goes to The Shadow of What Was Lost by James Islington. The Unnecessary Award goes to The Black Prism by Brent Weeks. I have nothing against Christopher Paolini personally, it's just I don't want to continue on, as I said earlier, with the Eragon series. And finally, like Jafar in Aladdin says, once he has the lamp, the animated version, yes, at last! I'm finally getting rid of Nevernight by J. Kristoff. You guys have no idea how happy this makes me. Like, seriously? Whoa. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly enjoyed saying goodbye to some of them, especially Tolkien, especially J. Kristoff. Oh, yay. And they've all been moved out of the room, so I have an empty DNF shelf right down the bottom of this bookcase, so it's ready for any unsuspecting DNFs or bad books that need to go on the bottom naughty shelf. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching. I hope I didn't offend anyone with my comments. At the end of the day, everyone's reading tastes are completely subjective and no two readers are exactly alike. So there are probably books that I have that you don't love, or, you know, books that I'm throwing away. You're thinking, oh, how can you throw that away? But you know what? For me, they have certain things about them that I just didn't want them anymore, and so best to get rid of that energy and put it out and let it go, and also give these books a second chance at life, which I very much believe in. A lot of you have been asking me what I mean by a second chance at life, and what I mean is I will read books, and if I don't like them, I don't want to just throw them in the bin. I mean, I just feel like that, or in the trash if you're American. I just feel like that's a waste of a book where someone else, one person's trash is another person's treasure. So to be able to give a book to someone else, whether directly or selling it to an op shop and then, you know, the op shop being able to give it to them for a much cheaper price indirectly, fills me with a lot of joy, because there's probably someone out there, I mean, I know there's many people out there who love the Lord of the Rings books, and so why not give those books to them rather than hang on to that energy, because, yeah, you all know how I feel about them. But that is where I'm going to leave it, letting you guys go with peace, blessings, and so much love. I post videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, and I'll see you again soon. My next video is going to be You Choose My February TBR, so look out for that one. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching. Mwah. Happy reading. Bye, guys.